Hello everyone, my name is Meghana. I am pursuing first year MCA in Manasa Gangotri, Mysuru. This is the IA based project, that is plant disease identification using deep learning. In this project, I am going to explain how we can use deep learning modules to detect and classify the disease of plants and guide the farmers through videos and give instant remedies to overcome the loss of plants and fields. These are the contents. Abstract, introduction, existing system, proposed system, architecture, convolutional neural system, module description, system requirements, conclusion, and the last one is future work. Abstract. The project presents plant leaf disease detection using deep learning techniques for automated vision system used at agricultural field. Plant diseases are important factors as they result in serious reduction in quality and quantity of agricultural products. We proposed a deep learning based approach that automates the process of classifying the leaf diseases. In particularly, we make use of convolutional neural network to classify image datasets. The preliminary result demonstrate the effectiveness of proposed approach even under challenging conditions such as illumination, complex background, different resolution, size, pose and orientation of real scene image. Introduction. Since the past days and in the present too, farmers usually detect the crop diseases with their naked eye, which makes them to take tough decision on which fertilizers to use. It required detailed knowledge, the type of diseases and the lot of experience needed to make sure the actual disease detection. Some of the disease look almost similar to farmers and most of them confused. Look at this picture. They look the same and almost similar. In the case of farmers make wrong prediction and use of wrong fertilizers or more than the normal dose, threshold or limited. Every plant has some threshold or limited fertilizer spraying to be followed. It will mess up the whole plant or soil and cause enough damage to the plants and fields. Traditionally, identification of plant diseases has relied on human annotation by visual inspection, and the agricultural product cost can be significantly increased if the plant diseases are not detected and cured in their earlier stages using CNN model. So, to train the model by giving image dataset with classify the disease type of leaves. Existing system. Leaf disease detection plays a vital role in agricultural field. However, it required huge manpower, more processing time and extensive knowledge about plant diseases. Hence, machine learning is applied to detect disease in plant leaves are into consideration for classification. The morphological feature and properties like color, intensity and dimensions of plants' leaves are taken into consideration for classification. It presents an overview on various types of plant diseases and different classification techniques in machine learning that are used for identifying diseases in different plant leaves. Disadvantage of existing system. It has not focused on identification of mulberry leaves. It has not focused on increasing the recognition rate and classification accuracy of severity of leaf diseases. There is a lack of disease area segmentation and classification. Proposed system. We plan to design deep learning techniques so that a person with lesser experts in software also be able to use it easily. It explains about the experimental analysis of our methodology and uses CNN techniques. Samples of different plant leaves images are collected that comprised of different plant diseases like aster yellows, clubroot, leaf blister, etc. Different number of images is collected for each disease that was classified into database image and input images. Advantages of proposed system. increasing throughput and reducing subjectiveness arising from human experts in detecting the plant diseases. It is essential to detect a particular disease. In our country, many farmers are not so educated to get correct information about all diseases. Here you can see the architecture of proposed system. This is the disease leaf which is captured in a camera and given as an input to the feature selection. This feature selection sends this input image to the feature extraction. This feature extraction will compare the input image with the database. This database contains dataset of disease leaves and it is going to classify the data. Then it will predict some result and it will send to the feature selection. This feature selection sends the predicted result to the deep learning process. In this process, we have used CNN algorithm. Then it will undergo to disease compression process. Then it will display the result. Let us know about CNN, that is convolutional neural network. In deep learning, a convolutional neural network is a class of artificial neural network and most commonly applied to analyze visual images. A convolutional neural network is a deep learning algorithm which can take in an input image, assign importance to various objects in the image, and be able to differentiate one from another. The pre-processing required in a CNN is much lower as compared to other classification algorithms. It is well known for its widely used in applications of image and video recognition and also in recommender system and natural language processing. However, convolutional neural network is more efficient because it reduces the number of parameters which make different from other deep learning modules. This is the architecture of CNN, that is internal block of CNN. To keep it simple, I will explain only the brief understanding of this model and the steps that are used in building convolutional neural network. These are the main steps to build CNN. The first one is convolution. This is the first layer to extract feature from the input image and it learns the relationship between features using kernel or filters with input images. And the second one is ReLU layer. ReLU layer stands for the rectified linear unit for a non-linear operation. The output is f of x is equal to max of 0, x. We use this because to introduce the non-linearity to CNN. And the next one is pooling layer. It is used to reduce the number of parameters by downsampling and retain only the valuable informations to process further. There are two types, that is max pooling and average and sum pooling. The next one is flattening. We flatten our entire matrix into a vector like a vectorial one so that it will pass into the first layer. The next one is fully connected layer. We pass a flattened vector into input layer. We combine these features to create a model. Finally, we have an activation function such as softmax to classify the outputs. This is the sample image of color grayscale segmented version of leaves image dataset. First, we run the experiment with the colored leaf images and with the segmented leaf image of the same dataset. In the segmented image, the background was smooth so that it could prove more meaningful information that could be easier to analyze. Lastly, we used grayscale image of the same set to evaluate the performance of the implemented method. All leaf images were divided into two sets, a trained set and the testing set. Module description. There are two types of modules, that is training module and testing module. First is training module. Feature extraction extracts all the images of leaves, that is input. Feature selection performance disease classification from the disease database. Disease database contains all the various disease of the leaves Thousands of disease leaf dataset will be trained. And the second one is testing module. Deep learning is a part of a bordered family learning method based on artificial neural networks with representation learning. Using deep learning, it compares the disease from the future selection classification to find out the type of disease that leaf has. These are the some of the samples of leaves collected for the database. And the next comes is system requirements. In system requirements, there are two types, that is hardware requirement and software requirement. In hardware requirement, operating system is Windows or Linux. Stimulation tool is Anaconda with Jupyter Notebook. In software requirements are processor is Pentium 4 by 3, hardware minimum 80 GB, RAM minimum 2 GB. Conclusion of the project. Plant diseases are major food threats that should have to overcome before it lead to further loss of the entire field. But often framers unable to distinguish between similar symptoms but eight different diseases. It will mislead to wrong or overdosage of fertilizer. Here we impile convolutional neural network called deep learning algorithm to reduce this loss and guide farmers with video lessons. It can be done through mobile app. Not all farmers but some do use it. Future work. Agricultural department wants to automate the detecting the field crops from eligibility process, that is real time process. Automate this process to show the prediction result in web application or desktop application. To optimize the work, it should be implemented in artificial intelligence environment. These are the snapshot of the application. This is the welcome page, that is the home page. You have to log in with this application using your Google account or the Gmail or email, and you can take the picture from the camera present in the application, or you can upload the picture from your gallery and you will get the result. Thank you.